On behalf of ECEL ICT Mumbai, it is my absolute honor to welcome you all to Samvad 3.0, a platform where ideas converge and innovation takes center stage.
Samvad, which means dialogue, aims to spark meaningful conversations between thoughtful leaders and aspiring changemakers like you. Today, we are privileged to host two exceptional speakers who embody innovation, leadership, and excellence in their respective fields. Before we dive into the heart of the event, let's take a moment to formally honor our distinguished guests. We are delighted to felicitate Mr. Dilip Ghosh, the esteemed director whose visionary leadership continues to inspire us all. I would like to call RRD sir upon the stage to felicitate Dilip sir. Yes.
Thank you very much, sir. We extend our heartfelt welcome to Mr. Shubham Mahajan, the CEO of PrepSmart, an EdTech pioneer revolutionizing the competitive exam preparation. I'd like to call both our secretaries to felicitate Mr. Shubham.
Sir, just a moment. We would like to call sir for a photograph of everyone, the secretaries and our esteemed guests.
Now, let us know our guests a little better. Our first speaker, Mr. Shubham Mahajan, a dynamic entrepreneur and the driving force behind PrepSmart, which has redefined learning through innovation and technology. The second speaker for tonight is Mr. Dilip Ghosh, a prominent Indian film director and producer.
Without further ado, it is my privilege to invite our first guest, Mr. Shubham Mahajan, for his speech. He is the CEO founder of EdTech startup PrepSmart. He was awarded as the Pillar of Maharashtra 2022, Edupreneur of the Year 2022, Entrepreneur of the Year 2023, 40 under 40 brightest business minds in India in a business magazine. He has mentored 50 plus startups from scratch and has always been a serial topper across multiple entrance exams. So the stage is yours. Sir, you could, yes.
Am I audible now? So, very good evening to one and all. This is my dream college, and I'm very happy to be on the dais today because years back, when your rival college VJTI, I was an alumni, I'm an alumni to that college. I can still tell you with a lot of pride that I used to come to this canteen to eat good food. Yeah, and to play a lot of sports. And today, while taking a tour around the campus with the kids and the committee members, I saw a lot of sports activity going on, which is really good. I mean, all the science activities and all the academics kept aside, I think ICT has always maintained a aura of always being at par with the activities, and I've always loved that. So kudos to all the committee members and all the students for having such a beautiful event. संवाद होना चाहिए और संवाद किस बारे में होना चाहिए. For that, I think they've gotten me and sir over here. So I'm being given 40 under 40 was very offensive for me because I'm just 30 right now. So the Forbes magazine gave me 40 under 40 brightest, businessmen in Asia or something like that. I wrote a letter to them that I'm still 29, I'm not even 30, and you are quoting me 40. All right. So, I will just start off my, a bit of my Sawad with you guys. I'll not try to bore you. I would make this very productive for you. And I'm sure at the end of it, all of you all would want to connect with me and sir. We would keep it that way. The team has worked very hard to get us over here and make this event possible. So, I'll give you a head start about me. I come from a mediocre middle class family which had a lot of educational values. Parents come from, government jobs, defense sector and banking sector. And my both the sisters had very good education. One was ENT surgeon, one had done MBA. So naturally, लड़का क्या बनेगा, एक तो इंजीनियर बनेगा नहीं तो डॉक्टर बनेगा. 10th में 95 प्लस आ गया तो आईआईटी की तैयारी तो करनी ही है. कोटा की ट्रेन पकड़ के कोटा चले गए. 2 महीने में वापस भी आ गए भाग के. ठीक है. Somehow I got into Ferguson College for my 11th and 12th, and I can say that I did fairly good and I got a very good rank in CET and in JAA as well during that time. And I had no, idea about what engineering is, and that is the scenario with maximum of you. हमारे दोस्त लोगों को, relatives को, cousins को देख के हम लोग आ जाते हैं. But as soon as I went into VJTI, so VJTI was a natural choice for me because a lot of my relatives were studying in VJTI, a lot of cousins were studying over there. So as I started studying in VJTI, second year engineering drawing came into my life. है ना, मैकेनिक्स, इंजीनियरिंग, ड्राइंग. और फिर समझ में आया कि यार ये तो मेरे लिए बना नहीं है, क्योंकि ड्राइंग को डर के ही तो बायोलॉजी लिया नहीं था हमने. So I made up a call to my house saying that yeah, I don't want to do engineering and I've got no simple interest in doing engineering. But my parents simply convinced me that whatever you want to do in life, do in life. We will not come in your way. But just complete the degree because you've gotten into a good college after a lot of hard work. है ना, मस्ती करके, बंक करके, जैसे भी करके कंप्लीट करना है, अपनी डिग्री कंप्लीट कर लो, बट कर लो. तो मैंने वो सीरियसली ले ली एडवाइस और मैं बन गया जनरल सेक्रेटरी कॉलेज का. है ना, जनरल सेक्रेटरी, पीपल नो आवर लाइफ इज, जब कॉलेज बंक करना होता है तब एक लेटर बन जाता है, कोई ना कोई बहाना बन जाता है, टीचर का अप्रूवल मिल जाता है. आई डोंट नो अबाउट ICT, बट VJTI में हम लोग वही बहाना यूज़ करते थे और कॉलेज बंक करके मरीन ड्राइव बैठे रहते थे. ठीक है. So yeah, I got through the 4th year of my engineering. 3rd year of my engineering, usually you guys know कि placement होता है, काफ़ी प्रेशर वाला पीरियड होता है. I was the head of TPO during that time also. मैं एक्टिविटीज़ में सबसे आगे रहता था. I had this keen interest in being upfront in all the activities in the college. चाहे मुझे इंजीनियरिंग आए ना आए, बट मैं हर एक एक्टिविटी में आगे रहूँगा. तो एक जापान की फर्म आई थी, उनको प्लेसमेंट से कुछ लेना देना नहीं था, वो जस्ट IIT बॉम्बे से आए थे. देवर they had monopoly of manufacturing steel in Japan, in Tokyo. So मैंने उनको कैंपस का टूर दिलवाया, the head, the MD and his son, and they got so much impressed by me that at the end of the evening snack session in director's cabin, they were like, we want to take this kid to Japan. And my director was looking at me like this. My director knew me very well that I am someone who is not interested in technicals at all. So he came into a dilemma. He said, Shubham, what do you want to do? So I was like, okay, let me think what offer they have on the table, because anyone will get enticed. यार कोई भी tempt हो जाता है, हम लोग humans ही हैं in the end. So the package that they had offered me during that time, I should not quote it, it should be privy, but it was 42 lakhs per annum during that time. All right. So I went home very happily, very confused, and I told my parents that this has happened in the college, and they've offered me to give all sort of assistance in visa, in learning the proficiency of Japanese language, getting through all the necessary citizenship criteria and everything, and settle me down in Japan to, work for their firm. My mom asked me next day, so what are you going to do? So my prominent answer was that obviously I'm going to kick the offer, I'm not going to take it. So my parents went into a shock, and my relatives were like, what the hell is this kid doing? They were in a shell shock. So I will tell you the story behind rejecting this offer. I will not suggest you to do that. All right, I will never suggest you to do that. I did that because मैंने ना उसके पहले 2-3 internship कर लिए थे. Fortunately मेरे दोनों internships थे EdTech में. Internships में मुझे एक चीज़ पता चल गई थी very clearly, that I am someone that I cannot work under anyone. तो मुझसे 42 lakhs दिला दो या 80 lakhs दिला दो, होने नहीं वाला है. खुद का कुछ तो करने वाला हूँ. ठीक है, 4th ईयर हो गया, पेरेंट्स पूछ रहे यार 4th ईयर हो गया, क्या आइडिया है बिजनेस की बता दो, हम लोग सपोर्ट करते हैं, विल फंड यू ऑल्सो, वट एवर इट इज़ विल हेल्प यू. आई हैड नो एब्सोल्यूट आइडिया इन माई माइंड, very blank. All right. So after thinking a lot, I took a vacation. You know, I went around India. I traveled a lot. You know, parents were pretty worried also that this kid has passed out and his friends are already placed in KPMG, Deloitte, and whatnot, and they are doing their dream package. And this guy is roaming around India with nothing in his hand. So by the time I returned to India, I came to know that I had already cracked a lot of competitive exams throughout my life. I don't know how many of you are very keen in giving competitive exams, since all of you are bright students. I know that you have cracked CET, JEE and come over here. So I had a very keen interest in giving Olympiads, Homi Baba, IPM, जो भी एग्जाम आती थी ना मैं उठा के देता था और वो क्रैक करके बैठ जाता था. वो मेरा आदत था, भले मेरे को 80% है, 75 है, एकेडमिक से मुझे लेना देना नहीं था. So what I thought was, since I've cracked JEE also, CET also, why not I start training students, because मेरे ना methods बहुत unconventional थे. आज भी अगर मेरे अंडर बच्चे पढ़ते हैं ना, मेरे सामने आप 150 क्वेश्चन ला के रख दो CET के, 130 में ओरली करके देता हूँ, 20 के लिए मैं पेन एंड पेपर यूज़ करता हूँ. दैट्स द वे आई सॉल्व द पेपर. दैट्स quality that I am not bragging, but that is how I solve papers. And that was something I thought कि मैं उसको utilize कर सकता हूँ into something big. So I started very small. So I gave a consultancy to Byju's, which is now gone. Okay. So I, gave a consultancy to Byju's in Bangalore. I worked very closely with the head team, with the CXOs. I saw how they are working, कैसे build होता है EdTech, and then I came back to Mumbai and I, started building my own EdTech. Many people told me there's already Alan, there is already Pace, there's already Akash. There are big shot, EdTechs that are there who will eat you like anything. What will you do? I started, and the first year of my, when I started my operations, we did give a very good result. So, मेरे पास कुछ ज़्यादा बच्चे नहीं थे. I had a very few students in my hand. But what we made sure was, मेरा पूरा life and मेरी पूरा, ज़िंदगी मैं उन पे लगा दूंगा. So I made sure my day and night went behind those students, because if I am training 30 students, all 30 students cannot go to IIT. This is a fact. And as a teacher, you have to train students mentally to be prepared for every possible scenario. और मेरा वो काम था कि बच्चा तू आज IIT नहीं भी गया, NIT नहीं भी गया, IIIT नहीं भी गया, VJTI, ICT नहीं भी गया, तो तू कुछ और भी कर सकता है ज़िंदगी में. And this is what led to building a sort of a protocol or a culture in my EdTech. And that is how we have come till here today. I have been training 1 lakh plus students till now. I am not even 30. I'll be turning 30 now. I have trained 30 plus students. I have cracked already JEE, and then I had a knack to crack CAT. So CAT exam काफ़ी बच्चे 3rd year 4th year यहाँ से prepare करते होंगे MBA के लिए, बराबर. So मेरा एक dream था कि IIM अहमदाबाद या JBIMS में पढ़ के आना है. ठीक है. So first year of my preparation I got somewhat 98, and as a matter of fact आपको अब भी सच्चाई बता देता हूँ कि engineering general candidate is kicked off like anything in CAT. It's a fact. Alright, they do not want engineering general candidates. So I was kicked off. But second year of my preparation, I got 99.81 percentile, and I had calls from Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, Shillong, जो भी नाम ले लो, इंदौर. बस एक कोई तो IIM था जो academics पे बहुत focus करता था, और मेरा engineering का academics already you can guess how it was, so they did not call me. तो JBIMS में ना मेरा बार बार सिलेक्शन होता था और मैं एडमिशन नहीं लेता था, क्योंकि तब तक मेरा EdTech काफ़ी अच्छे ट्रैक पे आ गया था. तो एक दिन मुझे डायरेक्टर का फ़ोन आया, बोले यार शुभम, हर साल है ना तेरा नाम लिस्ट में आता है टॉप 10 में, और तू एडमिशन नहीं लेता है. तो इज़ दिस एन इंसल्ट टू अस और यू आर जस्ट प्लेइंग विद द सिस्टम? So I told her that I am giving the exam just for the experience, because I am also training my kids to get into this college. She was shocked. She was, what is your age? I'm like 27. Are you training 40-year-olds and 35-year-old to get into JBIMS? I said, yes, I have already have a lot of people past 2 batches in your this thing who are doing management in marketing, finance, operations and whatnot. She was like, why are you not taking admission? I said, because मुझे एक फंडा समझ में आ गया कि बिजनेस करने का है तो बस रेवेन्यू आना चाहिए, एक्सपेंसेस होने चाहिए, प्रॉफिट आ जाता है, मेरे को MBA करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है अभी. I have learned the funda. And from that part I understood the blueprint of doing business, and that is the main agenda that I'll talk over here for you guys. Many of you will be inclined to take placements. That is a very good thing. I do not simply motivate you कि placement छोड़ दो, सब कुछ छोड़ छाड़ के अपना business खोलो. That is a very stupid idea. बहुत ज़्यादा passion होना चाहिए, बहुत ज़्यादा crazy दिस थिंग होना चाहिए, अपने आप में बिलीफ होना चाहिए और पेरेंट्स का एक सपोर्ट होना चाहिए. अगर ये सब नहीं है तो यू डोंट गेट डीमोटिवेटेड. गो समवेयर, गेट अ जॉब, थोड़ा सेविंग जमा कर लो, एक्सपीरियंस जमा कर लो. कॉर्पोरेट में काफ़ी अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस आता है, हाउ थिंग्स वर्क एंड हाउ थिंग्स डू नॉट वर्क, एंड देन probably develop your own idea. If you have an idea right now, very good. If you do not have an idea, don't worry. Even I did not have an idea. अभी आप लोगों को इन्होंने मेरा इंट्रोडक्शन दिया है, ठीक है. दे हैव मिस्ड आउट ऑन अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स एक्चुअली. I have been awarded 4th highest civilian award by Draupadi Murmu, our President of India, last year in 2023 for my contribution into startups. So now you will say यार एडटेक में एक छोटा सा एडटेक खड़ा कर दिया, इसको क्यों ये अवार्ड दिया. ये तो मेरे पेरेंट्स ने भी पूछ लिया था कि ऐसा क्या किया है कि तेरे को प्रेसिडेंट ने बुला लिया दिल्ली में. So I am not only involved in edtech, but I am also involved in food. I am also involved in fashion, fast fashion. You guys must be knowing Soul Store, right? So me with my MBA students have developed a company called Lazy Heads, where we are doing D2C with respect to all the aesthetic t-shirts. Both an aesthetic t-shirt. Today I am very lazy, you know. Today I don't want to do anything. You know, all those types of printed t-shirts and hoodies and quads and all, we are dealing with that. So we are in the pilot phase right now. और वो मेरे MBA students का idea था, उन्होंने मेरे पास लेके आए, मैंने उसको incorporate करवा के दिया. Today they are at the start. We are a couple of months into the start of the business, and they are valued at around about 45 CR. Alright, MBA students who have not even entered into MBA colleges, just cleared CAT. कल परसों CAT का result आया, I think so. They have cleared CAT just day before yesterday. Alright, my other startup is into fox nuts, makhana, if you guys know, which is into healthy snacks. Those who don't know, makhana is a very healthy snacks. It's a very good alternative to your popcorns and other chips and all, which is not very healthy. So once I was traveling in a flight, it was a very short flight to Goa, है ना, 31st December. तो गोवा की शॉर्ट फ्लाइट थी और मुझे काफ़ी भूख लगी थी बिकॉज मॉर्निंग फ्लाइट थी. तो आई आस्क्ड द अटेंडेंट टू गिव मी समथिंग टू ईट बिकॉज आई वाज फीलिंग डिजी. द अटेंडेंट टोल्ड मी दैट बिकॉज इट्स अ शॉर्ट फ्लाइट, आपको खाने को कुछ नहीं मिलेगा, आप लैंड होके यू कैन ईट. बट आई वाज फीलिंग डिजी, तो आई रिक्वेस्टेड देम एंड शी बॉट मी अ पैकेट ऑफ मखाना. That was the first time I encountered makhana, fox nuts, and it was very tasty. And I happened to see the ingredients and the properties of it's what it's made up of, and it's a superfood. It's got a GI tag. So as soon as I landed in Goa, I had so curiosity कि I had no time in going outside the airport. I sat on the airport and started googling what this fox nut is. I understood कि इसका production बस बिहार में होता है. Immediately I struck this thing that this is a good business idea because ये बिहार के बाहर बनता नहीं है. और इंडिया में इसके the rates are as good as 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, and there are no good competitors in India. And in fact Shark Tank US में this has been featured, और वहाँ की लड़की बिहार से मंगाती है, और यार हम लोग इंडियंस, हमको पता नहीं है यहाँ पे कि फॉक्सनट इज़ अ बिग थिंग और यहाँ पे. सो आई टुक 6 months टू डू द R&D. मैंने खुद मार्केट में जाके फ्लेवरिंग वगैरह सब किया, पैकेजिंग कैसे होता है, कितना एयर होना चाहिए, एवरीथिंग आई लर्न फ्रॉम द स्क्रैच. फूड एंड टेक्नोलॉजी पीपल, यू मस्ट बी नोइंग इट. You have to do a lot of things, and I come from a different degree. So I practically did food and technology का degree बैठ के पूरा घूम के, and logistics also. So I understood that there is a very big business in this particular sector, and I am already into it, received good investment also, and we are going to go into retail like Zepto, Blinkit, Amazon and Flipkart and all sorts of retail markets soon, within a month I think so, with all sorts of flavor like peri peri, cream and onion and everything. Now why am I telling you this is that I could have easily stopped on edtech. मेरा edtech का valuation काफ़ी अच्छा है, we are doing very good. मैं जितना expand करूँगा उतना बढ़ते जाएगा पैसा, as simple as that. मुझे नहीं करना है expand, because we simply know the idea about food and education कि आप जितना fast expand करोगे उतना जल्दी deteriorate होता है quality. You have classic examples. Don't want to take names, but I'll still take name. Time classes, Chate classes, very classic examples I'm taking. So I don't want to go very fast. But as a matter of fact, as a person with a age group of 25 to 40, in fact you also 20 to 40, हमारा body काफ़ी productive होता है. Make use of it. Later on you don't know how productive you will be. ये productive time में अपने दिमाग का इस्तेमाल करो. Do as many things as you can. मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि overload कर लो खुद को. Do as many things as you can. For example, एक IIT बॉम्बे का लड़का है, उसने मुझे approach किया था. He is my student only. He's passed out of me only. So he has developed a device out of dish TV का वो क्या होता है आपका होता है ना क्या बोलते हैं उसको एंटीना उस पे से उसने एक डिवाइस बनाया हुआ है जिससे कि जो भी प्लेन ऊपर से जाता है हमारा उसका कम्युनिकेशन वो हैक करता है एंड वी कैन टॉक विद द पायलट एंड वी कैन लिसन टू पायलट ऑल्सो व्हाट इज टॉकिंग एंड वी हैड लिटरली इन फ्रंट ऑफ VJTI प्रोफेसर्स वी हैड लिटरली हैक्ड इनटू द एयर फोर्स ऑफ इंडिया. So this technology now we have sent to DRDO and he is working very closely with DRDO in developing drone technology or something. So we are, kind of converting this into some sort of a commercial idea and also a, defense idea, somewhat which will help defense. So I want to take this platform specifically to urge you guys, if you have any particular idea in mind, या idea नहीं भी है mind में, you can any day approach me. For example, Anush is sitting over here. Anush, if you can stand. He is a first year student. He is my student. Okay. He's got brilliant ideas about startups. Brilliant ideas. Every single day he will come to me. रात को 12 बजे मुझे कॉल करेगा सर मुझे ना ये आइडिया आया हाउ कैन यू हेल्प मी व्हाट वी कैन डू एंड वी यूज टू वर्क ऑन द सेम एंड एज अ मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट जब हमारा प्रेस रिलीज था मखाना के बिजनेस के बारे में द प्रेस ABP वगैरह इन सब लोगों ने हमें बुलाया था तब ही हैड अकम्पनीड मी क्योंकि तब तक ICT का एडमिशन हुआ नहीं था. So he has seen a lot of startup culture right from 11th, 12th standard. So he is also working on a startup which is very privy right now. I would not reveal the idea, but I'm working with him on developing it. And by God's grace, hopefully he'll do good by the end of he passes out from here and be a very good alumni to your institute. So I request, you can sit. I request all of y'all, all of y'all are kids only. Many of y'all, I can see the faces are passed out from my institute. VJTI, ICT is a home ground for us. So please approach me. कुछ भी डाउट रहेगा ना आपको स्टार्टअप्स के बारे में फंडिंग तो बोलो मत यार फंडिंग का पैसा बहुत पड़ा है इंडिया में फंडिंग इज़ अ सेकेंडरी थिंग पहले बात तो आपका आइडिया कितना अच्छा है आप में डेडिकेशन कितना अच्छा है एंड सेकेंड थिंग ना वो चमक धमक के पीछे मत भागो कि मैं एक स्टार्टअप चालू करूँगा मैं फंडिंग उठाऊंगा फिर मेरा एक बड़ा सा ऑफिस होगा फिर जहाँ पे मैं 5 रुपये की चाय पीता था वहाँ पे 500 रुपये का स्टारबक्स का कॉफ़ी पीऊँगा दिस विल ऑल बर्न आउट ठीक है दिस इज़ वाई स्टार्टअप्स इन इंडिया यूनिकॉर्न्स इन इंडिया आर स्टिल नॉट प्रॉफिटिंग मेरा एक ही फंड है अगर मैं कोई भी बिजनेस या सर्विस चालू कर रहा हूँ फर्स्ट डे से मेरा प्रॉफिट होना चाहिए अगर आई एम नॉट मेकिंग प्रॉफिट फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट डे देन समथिंग इज रॉन्ग विथ माई प्रोडक्ट और माई सर्विस एज सिंपल एज दैट वेरी सिंपल स्ट्रैटेजी ठीक है तो आई डोंट नीड टू डिपेंड ऑन एनी इन्वेस्टर I don't need to depend on anyone else or I don't need to burn my cash, very irrationally. So Bangalore culture, if you guys know, काफ़ी आपको डरा के रखा है कि यार स्टार्टअप 1% ही अच्छे होते हैं 99% फेल होते हैं. Why does this happen? Because of the Bangalore model that funds are very easily available. Funds is not the issue. The right kind of mentorship is the issue. There should be someone who should be holding your hand and should be hand holding you, this is wrong, this is right. और आपको थोड़ा सा एक आईना दिखाने वाला कोई तो चाहिए जिसका एक्सपीरियंस है इन दैट वे यू कैन रियली डू गुड इन वॉट एवर आइडिया यू हैव और मैं एक और चीज़ लास्ट चीज़ बोलना चाहूँगा कि ये भी चीज़ बोली जाती है शार्क टैंक इंडिया में कि कुछ डिफरेंट लेके आओ कुछ अलग लेके आओ मैंने एडटेक चालू किया आपको लगता है मैंने कुछ अलग किया मतलब मेरे कुछ असूल अलग होंगे कुछ प्रोटोकॉल्स अलग होंगे बट इज दिस समथिंग डिफरेंट दैट आई डिड It was already something that Alan is doing and 1001 institutes in Kota are doing and Mumbai also a lot of institutes are doing. We are not doing something different. Still I came into it and I am doing a very good revenue. Alright, still I got into Makhana business. We are still doing very good. As a matter of fact, Sold Store का revenue आप लोगों को पता होगा कितना अच्छा है. Snitch. How many of you use Snitch? How many of you use Sold Store? Lot of hands. तो इतना कंपटीशन होने के बाद भी मैंने चालू कर दिया टी शर्ट ब्रांड फिर भी वी आर डूइंग गुड सो इंडिया का एक ही एडवांटेज है कि इंडिया का पॉपुलेशन इज़ वेरी बिग टेक एडवांटेज ऑफ इट इंडियाज पॉपुलेशन इज़ वेरी बिग डोंट इम्पोर्ट एनीथिंग यहाँ पे बनाओ मेड इन इंडिया एंड सेल इन इंडिया एंड सबसे बड़ी बात डोंट बी अफ्रेड और शेम्ड ऑफ सेलिंग एनीथिंग सेलिंग इज़ द बिगेस्ट क्वालिटी और स्किल सेट दैट यू कैन हैव लेट्स सपोज यू गाइज आर केमिकल इंजीनियर्स कल जाके आपने कुछ इनोवेशन कर दिया कुछ यू फाइंड आउट समथिंग दैट इज़ वेरी इनोवेटिव unless and until you go and pitch it to a lot of people now you are not going to get the recognition for it it's a struggle it's not a very easy way out even PhD people getting recognition is not that easy you have to struggle a lot so you have to sell the product you have to convince the samne wala person ki why it's good and how it's good all right so that dedication and that अगर zeal तुम में है तो you guys approach me. I am in touch with most of the government people to get you whatever licenses you want, you know, Startup India, Stand Up India license, whatever recognition you want for obviously good purpose and good motto. You know, I'll be always be there to help you via the committee members or through Anush or through anyone over here from ECEL. They are doing a really good job. I've been following them since past 2 weeks and their pages also. Very good work for a chemical institute, really. So give a big hand for him. As a matter of fact, you won't believe that 5 days ago I was sitting in an ICU. I was sleeping in an ICU. I was not sitting in an ICU because I was not well. Committee members were pretty worried whether I'll be able to make it or not. But अगर एक entrepreneur time पे आके अपना speech दे नहीं सकता है तो वो क्या ही entrepreneur कहलाएगा? That should be the motivation between you, that you should have. You know, so just last thing, academics पे ध्यान दो, but also, you know, have something passive in your mind that would always help you in the long term. All right, and if you need any help whatsoever, any help, personal help, professional help, whatever help you want, not only my institute students, anyone from, you know, ICT can come and approach me freely. My number is available for free. You can take it from Chirag, you can take it from anyone, you can take it from Anush. If you don't follow me on Instagram, मेरा Instagram काफ़ी open और काफ़ी public है, मेरी पूरी life पड़ी हुई है Instagram पे, Shubhampreneur18. You can just type, you can find me, you can follow me, and I'll even DM you back. All right, that's it. Anything you wanna ask me? Later? Okay, fine, good. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring words, sharing us about your college life. We surely do relate to the engineering drawing part, and also guiding us about the business and startups. Now let's hear from our second guest, Mr. Dilip Ghosh, an eminent director from Indian film industry. He received a special mention in the 1990 National Film Award for his 1990 documentary, Children of the Silver Screen. After making advertising and documentary films for over 15 years, he made his mainstream directional debut through Commando, which was a box office success. His filmography is vast and includes short films like Passages, Night and Day Dream, and In Paradise, Man is Born Dead. Sir, please occupy the stage and share your thoughts.
Good evening, all of you. I really feel privileged to be meeting a set of people which I would have never met in my life, because my profession is very different. I come from a completely different background. So I don't know how am I going to address you guys, because I'm a filmmaker, I'm basically a storyteller, which is diametrically opposite of what you guys do. So I don't know how relevant that's going to be, but telling stories is a good thing. Now, where do I begin? What do you want to know from me? See, he has a point, because he's from the similar background. I'm completely different. I'm completely alien. I didn't even know this institute existed. Honestly, I didn't even know. I knew Khalsa College. I've done a lot of shooting in the Khalsa College and all that, you know, but I never knew this kind of a place. And I'm so impressed with this place. It's clean, which is really a change from any other institute I know. And I find the students very calm, unlike students from any other institute. Honestly, these are my first impression. Maybe you guys are putting on, but whatever it is, you all look very calm and composed and seem content, which is interesting. Now, what I want to tell you all, since I come from such a different kind of a background, which is not really academic, you know, it's more creative. So, I don't know how I'm going to deal with you guys. Honestly, I don't know how to deal with you guys. I mean, if you all want to know something from me, please say so.
So let's move on to a question and answer session with Sir. I would now like to ask Anushri to come to the stage and lead this conversation.
No, this is a completely different environment for me, honestly speaking. You know, I have never addressed people from this background, you know, because there are some common grounds. For me, I don't know what common grounds can there be in filmmaking and you guys, I don't know. Tell me.
Hello, sir. It's really nice to have you with us.
Yeah, nice for me to be here.
So, as we know, filmmaking is often seen as a perfect blend of art and vision. You've made a remarkable journey from a student in a film school to creating documentaries. Could you take us back to where it all began and what sparked your passion for the same?
You want me to go that far back?
We would like to know that.
Okay, I'll go back. Started from college. I was doing a normal degree where I got involved with the film club. And where in the film club I got to see a lot of interesting movies which were not Hindi cinema. And then I realized that there's different kind of cinemas, different kind of expressions, different kind of storytelling. So I got involved with that and well, it drew my curiosity. And of course I was still very clueless. And then by the time you finish your degree, which is goddamn generic, you don't know what you're going to do, because you need to do further studies, I stumbled upon Film and Television Institute. I had no knowledge of cinema, you know. Anyway, I applied. Fortunately, I was called for the exams. So there were a couple of papers. There were 3 different papers. One was an aptitude. What is your aptitude? And the other one was general knowledge, which I was clueless. So I didn't do anything about the general knowledge. Gave it a blank. But obviously my aptitude test was pretty cool. So I was called for the interview. Much to my surprise, I went for the interview. I came to Pune from Calcutta. I'm from Calcutta. I came to Pune and went for the interview without actually having zero knowledge of cinema. But then that worked out to be to my advantage because they wanted people who have no knowledge of cinema so they could train you, they could mold you the way they want to, you know, and which I didn't realize. I was always playing the back foot there and I got selected. And not only I got selected, but I also must have done very well because I got the national scholarship. So all my, my education and my hostel and whatever little amount of money which was kept for cigarettes and all that was taken care of. Amazing. So I didn't take any money from my parents. I also come from a very modest family and they were completely shocked that I was interested in filmmaking because they think, oh, he wants to become an actor. And that's generally the feeling, you know. And my father was a barrister, so everyone in the family expected me to be a lawyer. In fact, I was studying law, and I just gave it up. I couldn't handle, you know. So it was not of no interest to me. So I joined the film school, and literally during the college years, we faffed around. I didn't study. We used to be just hanging in the canteen and not do anything, you know. And obviously trying to impress on the girls around the campus. But once I came to Film Institute, my whole attitude changed because I felt so inadequate that I know nothing about cinema, nothing about filmmaking. So voluntarily I got deep into it. So I was studying a lot, watching a lot of films, and of course the environment of Film Institute is very, very good, you know. So I just took into it and I don't know how I passed those 5 years. It was a 5-year course, our time. So it was post-graduation. So after my graduation, I did another 5-year course. So I was about 22, I think, when I came out of the campus. And I was fortunate because the films which I made as my student exercises were very well recognized. At that time, I got international awards and a lot of recognition and all that. So for me to, you know, the typical struggle, what they say, you know, in our business, they say you have to do a lot of struggling. I fortunately escaped that. By the time I came out of the institute, I was already you know, getting work, which was like surprising. But I got the work, and amongst all the discipline, I chose advertising because I found making advertising films was the easiest in the sense it was quick turnover. You had no pressure of stars or anybody. Your product, your star was your product, and it was anonymous. So I didn't have to say I made this film and whatever. So it just went ahead and you made all the films, and one led to another, and I became a very successful advertising filmmaker. And I thought that I'll just work for a couple of years, but the attraction was so much in terms of money that I just continued, and before I realized I was already 25 years in the business of advertising. And well, that's it. Then, as it happens to all of us, I got pucked. I really got burnt out, in doing everything. How long can I sell soaps and shampoos and cars and, after a point you start getting little pissed. Of course, because my bank balance was there fat. So I could afford to take those decisions. So I decided I will not do advertising anymore. Much to the shock of all my clients, they said, have you gone mad? How can you do this? You're so well established. I said, yaar, abhi nahi karne ka hai. So it took me some time to, place all my, I had about 32 people working for me. So I had to place them properly. Because I said, mujhe sannyas lene ka hai. Mujhe kuch nahi karne ka hai. This was when I was what, about 38? Something like that. So I took a break and I started traveling. I traveled almost all parts of the world. For 2 years, I just traveled. I just wanted to seep in different cultures, different, everything. So when I came back, I got bored. Ki yaar, aur kitna din chaloge? Get back. That's the time I did my first documentary film. It was about children working in cinema. You see, during the course of advertising, I had a lot of interaction and I used to work with children a lot. And I realized, A, they're neglecting their studies because we have got a very tough schedule. I found the parents were more enthusiastic about their kids than themselves, than the kids themselves. So it was a bit odd. And it struck me because there was one particular incident which happened. I was doing, I think, a Colgate commercial, which was that about school children and all that. And this boy, in those days, they were original languages. So we had to, not like today's AI-assisted dubbing, it wasn't there. So you had to literally, if you have any testimonies, you have to literally do it. And expecting it from a 7-8-year-old kid speaking in Tamil, Malayalam, Hindi, and all other languages was a little, I think, pushed the kid fast. Actually, the kid flipped. He just flipped. So I was very, how should I say, felt very guilty about it. I immediately packed up. I called in one of my friends who was a psychologist, got him involved and, took care of the kid. It was nothing serious. He was just not interested. Yeah. It's that simple. And he was actually more against his parents, pushing him to do this. So this whole scenario made a lot of impact on me. So I decided, why not make a film about them? So I made a film called Children of the Silver Screen, where I divided them into 3 different categories. One was current children who are so enthusiastic, their parents are so enthusiastic and they're doing work. Then there is the lot who have retired. That means they've become 14, 15. Now they're adults. So neither they're ghar ka na ghat ka. So what happens to them? And you realize that more than 90% of the people who are popular as child artists are nobody. But they don't want to give up that. They want to still be in the limelight. So it was quite pathetic, And then there was the lot which was, how would I say, who are now retired, who has a perspective of what they have done. You know, I don't know if you're aware of Hindi cinema. You know, people like Baby Naz, who has become Naz, who was a very famous actor, Nanda, Daisy Rani, and all these people. They had a very interesting, trip about what they had to face. So it's a collage of today's kids, yesterday's kids, and the kids who are in transition, who are na ghar ka na ghat ka, like people like Alankar, Junior Mehmood, and all that kind of. So it all put together, I think it made a lot of. It's an interesting film. Got a lot of recognition all over the world. We got the National Award also. That's it. Then I was doing that. Then मेरे को खुजली हुआ कि यार मसाला फिल्म बनाना चाहिए. I wanted to make a masala film. So it was for Reliance. Reliance approached me and they said they want to create a Indian action hero, because we don't have any specific Indian action hero. Normally we have the hero, नाचता भी है, गाता भी है, मारामारी भी करता है, सब कुछ करता है. So they wanted to create a niche, like they have, say, Van Damme, or so many of these action stars abroad. So I said, okay, I'll take up the challenge. It was a big challenge because I chose a guy called Vidyut Jamwal, who was as clueless of acting that I am in technology. Completely astronauts. But anyway, he was a very diligent guy. He worked very hard, and I managed to extract whatever I wanted. And fortunately, we made a decent film, which did extremely well commercially. And it actually set a bar for action movies in India, which we didn't intend to, but it just happened. And I've got a lot of, following, a lot of fans, because in the international action market, they have some different sites and all that, which, and there the film is like a cult film. Already it's become a cult. It's good for me, yeah? But then, unfortunately, what happened after that, every film I got offer was to make a remake of, on the same genre, and I was not at all interested. I did it for the lark of it. I wanted to, try other genres. Nobody came, nobody supported me. In spite of making a super hit film, they didn't support me. So I said, okay, if you don't support, I won't do. That's what happened. No regrets. I'm working on some films now. I'm working on 2 different projects. So all I'm trying to say, I don't know how this little experience of mine will help you guys, that I just stuck to what I wanted to do. And that's what I did. What else can I say? You want to know more?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
That's a really interesting journey.
Well, I'm not spoken all the bad things.
Would you like to share a few remembering bad things? Would you like us to learn from
अपना
it?
बदहजमी करने का है, छोड़ो ना. क्या फायदा यार?
Journey तो आपका
It's
बहुत
tough.
interesting है.
No, it's tough. The industry is a bit of a bitch. It's quite tough. Because, I don't know, I'm sure it's there in every industry. But especially for an industry like mine, where I'm a nobody, because I have no background of, my baba, dada, bhaiya, bhen in the industry. So for me, it was quite tough. So, but what is nice about Bombay, that if you have something to say, and if people find that you can be used to be making things profitable for them, they'll take you. So that way I didn't have to go around looking for work or anything. People who found me that, अच्छा ये बंदा हमको पैसा मिलेगा इससे. So I started getting work. I never looked back, honestly. I just never looked back. I've done over 1,000 advertising films, if not more. And that kept me busy, all kinds of films. The only redeeming thing I can say about advertising, in my times, English was the norm. Nobody was thinking vernacular. I must say I was involved in introducing vernacular in Indian things. That was something which today is a norm, you know. So, you know, otherwise earlier you were thinking in English and you were then getting it translated and it was not gelling. I don't know if you remember, you are too young here. You know, films like Chalmeri Luna, Cadbury's, and, you know, Horlicks, and these are all iconic films of before you guys were born. So those films actually changed the scenario. Before, the advertising agencies and the clients, they always had their nose up the air. Oh, Hindi mein hai, or yeah, Tamil mein hai, you know, they would be. But after all the success they saw, the whole scenario changed. Now people are actually doing work in vernacular languages. You know, that has been a significant change. Yes.
That's a really interesting journey. Coming from a chemical college, yours is of a complete contrast to us. It was nice to know about it.
That's what I'm saying. You know, I don't know how to relate to you guys. Yeah. Maybe I need to mix some mixtures.
Since we are the ESL club, we would like to know about some finances in filmmaking. So, since Commando was your directorial debut, how did you approach budgeting for such a film?
Good question. How many of you are interested to know about budgeting? Oh, wow. All right, okay. See, in my case, I was told clearly, we don't have a budget. Clearly. You will not get a film star to work with. So these are the challenges. You will get no film stars, your budget is this much, and we want a dhasu action film. So I said, okay, I'll try my best. Let's see what I can do using my, whatever, knowledge in filmmaking. Have you all seen my film? You'll have seen, you're aware of it. The first one, One Man Army. It's an interesting journey because the film was made for, I think, 1/10 the cost of a normal film. You know, we had no budget. We didn't have money to even use lights, except for one scene where I introduced my villain, and there's a Diwali sequence. Except for that scene, nowhere in the film we have used artificial light. Not that we wanted to, because we didn't have the budget. You know, we couldn't do. So I had to shoot the whole film. So much so, I was shooting outdoors. I was shooting between Manali and Rohtang Pass. You know, those forest areas I was shooting. And I literally was shooting like, you know, in the good old days, using ropes for the camera. Because I couldn't take any equipment there because I didn't have the budget. And the kind of terrain I was working in, you couldn't carry that kind of equipment there. You know. So what my cameraman did, fabulous guy. Because you can't control the sun. So what we did, he used a lot of loban, smoke, to give me the different intensity so that he could get his exposures correct. So if you see the film, you'll find a lot of fog. It's not that there was real fog, we created this artificial fog there. But that was done for a particular reason. You know, we had to do that. And then we came down to, that was my first experience and my first tryst with action films. And I realized that action is less important than reaction. If your reaction is good, then your action stands out. I'll give you one thing. The way you react will be impacting how impactful my mukha is, which I didn't know, which through this process one came to know, which was actually quite a revelation for me also. And to save on the cost, what we did, we hired those wedding halls, and we insulated that whole place with thick mattress, those foam mattress on the wall, on the floor, everything, and painted it just like the flooring and all that. And we practiced all the action sequences because they are tough, really tough, you know. And since we again didn't have money to get, what do you call, uh, what do you call them, stuntmen and all that. And fortunately, Vidut himself is a stunt guy. All the thing is done. And we did not use any tricks except for one shot. I don't know if you remember the Goddamn film. Is the time when he's caught and he's thrown, where he falls in that. That is the only, otherwise he would have died. Because that gorge was about, what 1,000 feet or something? It was really bad. So that was the only time we had used a rope to tie him up. So when you threw him, he went down with the rope, you know. And later on the computer graphics, we removed that thing. That's the only time I've used. Otherwise, everything else is raw. In fact, I mentioned it in the beginning of the film. Again, क्या हो गया? मेरी आवाज़ इतनी बुरी है कि आपको सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है क्या? Can you hear me at the back? हाँ, बस बात खत्म हो गई, रखना. हाँ, but उससे रिफ्लेक्ट हो रहा है ना, this beautiful girl standing उसका रिफ्लेक्ट हो रहा है. मजा आ गया ना? So that's my journey. I don't know how to say it. You know, it's a completely a different kind of a journey. You know, see, basically, I enjoy filmmaking because I'm able to tell stories. I'm a storyteller. Basically, I'll sit and cook up some story and I'll make sure that I keep you engaged. That was the whole idea of me doing films. So I don't know how it does it in. I still can't get over it that I'm addressing a completely different type of people and I don't know what to say. Am I making any sense to you all? I'm making. What more other nonsensical things you want to know from me? Ask me. You second, third, you've got a big question.
Yeah.
I've gone through it.
We just collected it from everyone.
You missed out something very interesting. See, because I am, how should I say, I'm adventurous in my own way. I passed out from the film school. I started doing advertising. After doing advertising, I decided I want to see what happens on the other side and on the corporate side. So I floated a television channel called 9X. I was the founding director of it, one of the 9 founding directors. And yeah, it was great fun. Like I was in Wall Street and speaking to all the confused Jews and trying to get money out of them. And we picked up 23,000 crores. 29,000 crores. So we had a lot of money. Don't clap so soon because that corrupted my whole team. Unfortunately, we had so much money, we could do so much, but out of the 9, 5 of us were corrupt and they started siphoning the money. And me being a dumb guy, only interested in creative and all that rubbish, whatever it is, I didn't even think about it. Till I got to know that, you know, this kind of hera-fairy is going on. So I immediately resigned. And I said, I don't want to be part of it. And fortunately, I resigned and within 6 months, not even 6 months, within a couple of months, there was a CBI inquiry and all those people were caught. Yeah. You know, I don't want to name them. I mean, they are very notorious and famous for different reasons. Indrani Mukherjee, Peter Mukherjee. Have you all heard of them? Yes. They were part of me. So, yeah, it's quite a journey. So that was a different aspect of corporate life, which I was curious because I was always dealing with corporates for my films, you know. And this is the time I wanted to work on the other side and see what's happening around. So I got to understand that 99% of the corporates are frauds. I'm not joking. I can be quoted because it's my first-hand experience. Basically, they are faffs here. Though some of them are intelligent people, they're intelligent, they're educated, but I don't know, somewhere along the line their mind is corrupt, which I find it weird, because the kind of money and the support which we had the backing of Temasek, which is the Singapore, they were supporting us, man. Yet we had no reason to do any of the hera-fairy stuff, but unfortunately people did it. So that was a little bit of a bitter experience for me. Though it didn't affect me personally, I made a lot of money out of that because my fees were very high and all that. But I got nothing much out of the whole thing. Then I was in this kind of a limbo where Reliance called me to make a feature film. So I did the feature film. I was happy making the film. Till the film was made, I was very happy. But after that, the film was released and we made a lot of money and a lot of whatever. But little after that, the kind of offers I was getting, the kind of stuff they were expecting me to do, I didn't want to do because I don't need to. I mean, I've reached a stage where I'll only work for something which kicks me. Otherwise, I will not do it. Because money is not the criteria anymore. It was at one point, but once I had my pockets well lined, I didn't want to do it. So I'm going through the same process. I've rejected a lot of scripts and I'm still working on scripts. Something which kicks me, I'll do it. Next.
So,
Any more things you want me to add? Some more dirty linen you want me to wash?
we have a question from the audience.
Oh,
there.
you have a question already? Wow. Tell me.
As you portrayed that you came from a modest family and your father was a barrister, and to be a little dramatic, Abba ne marenge. So, how was your journey of convincing your parents into the film industry?
I just ran away. I didn't inform them. I didn't inform anybody. I was staying in a hostel during my college days. So that didn't make any much of a difference. I left. I went to Pune. I got admitted. I didn't tell my parents. I didn't have the guts to tell them. I told my brother, he said, "Tu pagal ho gaya? Tu kya acting ka chakka?" I said, "Acting nahi hai, Baba. There's something else, But they didn't figure it out. So it took them. I don't have a father. My father died very young. I was not able to convince my ma till I passed out from after 5 years. They were under the impression that I'm doing something which has nothing to do with filmmaking. Okay? And I came to Bombay, and since I was a little more privileged and lucky, I was making a lot of money. Within the first 6 months, I bought 2 flats in Bombay. Yeah, because in advertising you make obscene amount of money. You do. So I got my ma down to Bombay. And I had another flat to myself. Then she somehow felt that maybe iska track sahi hai. So I guess that was the bridging thing. That's it. Because I come from a background where film is looked down upon, yeah. The scenario is very different now. But in our times, film means to bekar hai. It's like that. You have inspiration to be in films? I can see it on your face. I've studied psychology also. You write scripts? Okay. For whom do you write? Okay. Are you you're aware of what script writing or screenplay writing is all about? Tell me, what is screenplay?
So you want me to explain the format of the screenplay?
I just want to know what is a screenplay.
Screenplay is
What is the difference between a screenplay and a story?
So screenplay involves all the action sequence, all the action which is involved in the scene, all the dialogues with where the scene is based and the timing of the the time slot of the scene.
Simplified, na?
So if a scene starts in suppose KV auditorium, so we'll start it as the location is KV auditorium. What's the time? Suppose late evening.
That is technicality. I'm talking about, see,
So
screenplay,
screenplay more likely explains the expression of the story. Uh, just
simple. A screenplay is a piece of writing. When you read that, you are able to see and hear. That's a screenplay.
fair.
There is no such word like once upon a time in a screenplay. Because what does it mean? In a screenplay, there is no, you have to specify those. So whatever you are seeing, means when I read the script, when I read the written material, I should be able to see it and hear it. If I'm able to do that, then my communication, which you guys are interested in, then my communication is complete. Then I don't have to give you subtitles or explanation. Ki chakkar kya hai. So that's a good screenplay. So even if you are doing screenwriting, keep that in mind. You know, and don't get into jargons of action ye hoga wo. It should be a smooth flow, like a story. हाँ भाई बोलो कुछ जम रहा है बात या I'm very much on the back foot, by the way. I'm really on the back foot because I'm trying to make it interesting and I don't know where to start. Tell me, guys, you all want to know anything or we carry on
Sir,
with the
we
question
have a
answer?
question.
Yeah, thank God. Bolo bhai. Arey, you are a popular man.
Good evening, sir.
Evening.
My name is Srijay. I want to just know your views about nepotism and do still industry face it? And is industry ready,
Every
eager to...
industry faces it. What are you talking about?
And,
it's not confined to only the film world. Every industry faces it.
And is industry ready to accept newcomers?
Of course, if you are good enough, yeah, you will be accepted. As I told you, na? You have to be good. Maybe your struggle will be, and anyway, doesn't mean that if you are from a star's son or director's son, you will make it. You know what happened to Gaurav? His name was Gaurav? Rajendra Kumar's son? Gaurav, what happened to him? There are so many examples. If you don't have the talent in you, see, that is the basic requirement. You have to have the talent. And if you are, nepotism or whatever you call it, that will only help you. But it can only take you to a point. Because beyond that, if you are not good, you'll be kicked out. Because no one is, because one thing about filmmaking, like he was saying, it's a very, how should I say, it's a very profitable oriented thing. If someone is putting 30, 40 crores in a film, because he's expected to get his returns, which is much more than the bank. That's only he'll put in the thing. No? So if you have an actor's son who's not drawing the crowd, why would they have him? They'll throw him. Or if you have some girl who's very beautiful, but she's dumb on screen, what can you do? And examples like that. So nepotism is there in every field. So, why?
Thank you, sir.
तेरा बाप प्रोड्यूसर है? मैं पूछ रहा
बिल्कुल
हूँ.
भी नहीं.
मैं पूछ रहा हूँ.
वो तो बहुत अच्छे फ्रेंडली.
पैसा है बहुत, तो पिक्चर बनाओ. You see, nowadays what's happened, because technology is so accessible and is so, how should I say, you actually can make a film on a, what you call, mobile phone. You check out those sites there, तुम्हारा iPhone. Have you seen those iPhone films? They're brilliant. So if you really want to express yourself, you can. Today it's possible. You have a laptop. In the laptop, you're doing half the work here. We never had these facilities when we started,
act in the film. So whether it will reduce the cost of filmmaking and
I think it will be more expensive
oh,
because creating AI generated characters is not easy. It takes a lot of money. And we have not reached that stage of sophistication yet. But it's definitely a possibility. Definitely. But I don't think you will be able to eliminate human touch. Not yet. At least where we are at this stage, AI helps you a lot. Suppose you're writing something, making a presentation, or you're writing a story. You give it to AI. You think you'll be 100% correct? Not at all. You have to guide it. You have to guide it. Whatever it is, the AI has not reached that stage of sophistication yet. Yet. I can't say the future, but definitely it's a huge possibility which is happening around, and it's quite interesting. It just makes your life a little easier. माने आपका ब्रेड में थोड़ा मक्खन लग जाता है और कुछ नहीं है, अभी तक तो नहीं है. हाँ जी.
So we have another question from the audience.
Oh, wow.
Good evening, sir. It is said that writers and directors are not free to make any type of story. Like a
एक
government.
बात बोलूं, आप थोड़ा आगे आइए ना, because आपका आवाज़ बहुत धीमी है.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are, but you have to be more clear in your speech.
Sir, it is said that directors and writers are not free to make any type of movie as as politics or government activities are involved. Like for Oscar, it is said that nice movies are not nominated because for that process, some government have to nominate some special movies which are very good, but they lack there.
What's your question?
It directors or actors are free to make any kind of movie, or there are so
You are free to do any kind of movie, but you don't know who's going to watch it. I mean, you are definitely free to do anything you wish. If you guys, suppose you are making some chemical, and then somebody has to utilize that chemical. So there is no one is stopping you to do anything. But when you are doing a commercial project, there are yardsticks. You have to follow those yardsticks. If you don't, you can want to make personal cinema, go ahead and make personal cinema. No one is stopping you. Who's going to pay the money for it? Who's going to exhibit it for you? Who's going to do the distribution? It's a very nice thought, In a student atmosphere, you dream of something. But to actually put it into reality, it's not that simple. Or you do experimental cinema. You can do experimental cinema, and there are many funding houses, not too many in India, abroad, where they'll give you certain amount of, like Hubert Ball Foundation, they'll give you money to experiment. करो. उसमें कहाँ जाओगे वो मुझे मालूम नहीं है. It all depends, what's आपका इरादा क्या है. Have I answered you or not answered you? Answered you. Very good. चलो. और कुछ हाँ.
Hello. If I could ask you a question as
No,
an
you cannot. What if? Ask me a question.
an interested audience, how to get through the creative block? Because even I am an aspiring filmmaker, contrary to the place where I'm standing right now. Pretty contrary. But yeah, so
चलो कन्फेशन हो गया. तो छोड़ रहा है इंस्टीट्यूट छोड़ रहा है.
no.
तो गलत लाइन पे है ना. तुझे फिल्म इंस्टीट्यूट ज्वाइन करना चाहिए.
After this, I'll always have that opportunity open, right?
Second, he is wasting time studying something, and you have taken someone else's place, and you want to waste it by doing filmmaking.
So, but then it can be a passion as well, na? Not everything can be converted into work. It is a hobby right now. I do not know how would I.
बस उसको हॉबी पे रखो. अरे यार, you are in a professional institute, a specialized place. You are actually learning something which is a speciality, and by you being part of this campus, You have deprived another student who could have taken your place. ये सब करने के बावजूद तू ये छोड़ देगा?
Not right now. I am still open. As in,
No,
I still am
find-
not clear.
No, I know. This is a problem, not, I don't know whatever to call it. It's an issue with today's youth. I'll give you an example. My friend's son, he studied medicine. Qualified, bright guy. रैंक अच्छा मिला. उसके बाद बोलता है बाप को मुझे डॉक्टर नहीं बनने का है. तो बोले क्या करेगा बेटा? मुझे पायलट बनना है. I'm not joking. So the father, who's my very close friend, he's a cameraman. कितना कमाता होगा यार? कमाते हैं, but just to indulge the son, he went to US, did his flying course, did his number of hours to become a pilot. The story doesn't end here. He comes and he says, नहीं जम रहा है, मुझे पायलट नहीं बनना है. So all of us are shocked. What do you want to do? I want to study finance. He's a bright guy. He got himself to London School of Economics, and fortunately he stuck to it. Today he is a very, very, very successful, finance guy. He lives in England. So, but बाप का कितना पैसा वेस्ट किया देखो. So we tell him, first pay back your father and your mother. It's taken too much of time. And it took him about 5-6 years or more. I think the medical college was 5 years, 5.5 years. And then his piloting was about for 2 years. And come on, yeah, 8-10 साल तो ऐसे ही उसका निकल गया. So it happens. In our time, we couldn't even dream of it. सीधी बात है. There was no concept. But today you have the liberty. ठीक है?
Sir, so my question was how to get out of the creative block or put something which is in your mind onto the paper. Like how to, whenever there's a creative block, you have some ideas but you cannot just put them onto paper. Right. So what to do back in those situations?
First thing you can do is to put them into paper. Why not? तो हवा में उड़ेगा तो वो अलग बात है. But if you have an idea, and if you are saying you are having an idea, then where is the writer's block? The writer's block you are saying is in how to write it.
Exactly, yes.
There are many tools which will help you. First is AI. तुम्हारा AI तुमको मदद करेगा. Check it out. It'll because if you give your brief to the AI, there are so many AI. It'll give you something. You go through that and you will realize for yourself that this is not working, that is not working. Then you start mentoring that.
Yes.
You can do that.
That answers my question, sir. Thank you.
हाँ भाई, वे किसी को एस्ट्रोनॉट बनने का है यहाँ पर? Who knows? You're most welcome. What next? बोलो भाई.
Well, हमारे साइड से तो इतने ही क्वेश्चन थे.
बस इतना ही था.
आपको कुछ शेयर करना है हमारे साथ?
देख बहना, मुझे कुछ इतना लंबा चौड़ा मुझे दिया था, उसमें तो आपने दो भी नहीं पढ़ा. Either who is that guy चिराग? क्या चिराग, तूने मुझे क्या भेजा? तो ये सिर्फ 2 भेजा था उसमें. तो अच्छा कवर हो गया. चलो अच्छा किया है. अरे वाह. I'll tell you frankly, ये एक सेशन में नहीं होता ऐसा. ये how to read a film. अगर इतना ही आसान होता तो हम लोग क्या 5 साल 7 साल झक मारता है. I mean, let's be. What is so exciting? I said. हाँ? मैंने क्या बोला कि आप लोग को इतना एक्साइटमेंट हो गया? क्या? See, I'll tell you all, it's simple. if you guys want to know anything about filmmaking or storytelling or any of these things, or how to watch a film correctly, then you will say, what do you mean by that? You just watch a film, you know. But if you say, know a little bit about how to read a film, you'll be able to decipher many visual metaphors which we put, you know, which some people understand it. But if you start analyzing, you'll be able to appreciate films a little more. I'm not talking about your Ladalappa films. Huh? I'm talking about good cinema, you know. So there is this beautiful free site called No School Film School. Yeah, I said No School Film School, or something like that, where everything is available free. और किसी को इंटरेस्ट है सब जाओ ना उसमें सब मिलेगा. You'll get all kind of courses. You'll get mentoring with all famous directors, actors, or whatever. It's all free. आजकल काफी चीज free हो गया. So if any of you are interested, take the initiative and you'll do it. You know. Already I'm boring people because I can see someone yawning. शुरू हो गया. Now he's hiding his face. Even at this age, I've got terrific eyes. I can see. हाँ जी, बोलो.
Sir, my name is Mananj Purohit and my question is
अभी
what
भी evening है कि तो night हो गया? पता नहीं क्या time हुआ?
evening. It's,
Evening है.
हाँ.
चलो.
So my question is, what are your views that why Hollywood movies in the past times are more observed, are more selected for Oscars than Bollywood movies? What is that one thing that Bollywood movies miss?
What is Oscar?
Oscar is a award.
Where?
Award. In Hollywood.
Then
In Hollywood.
what do you expect them? They'll take
But,
some regional cinema from you.
Uh,
क्या बोल रहा है यार?
no, but as we see, very
Hollywood
less.
Oscar is a marketing platform, first and foremost. And it essentially is meant for American cinema.
So, sir, what do you think? What is a more prestigious award for a film? For
Depends
a
on what you call prestige.
award which
I think in India, if you're an Indian, until unless तू फिरंगी है, वो बात अलग है. अगर तू देसी आदमी है, for you the most prestigious is your national award. Most prestigious. If you are looking at what you call marketing award, then there is Filmfare award. Or if you are thinking that you will crack the Academy Award, no chance. Because Academy Awards are essentially made for either what kind of films will get award? You have seen Elephant Whisperer.
Yes.
It's a crappy film. It's a crappy film. That's what they expect from a third world. Look at the mindset, you know. That's what upsets me. I know Gunit very well, and I told her, क्या फालतू फिल्म तूने किया? इसको मुझे ना वही मिलेगा, इसको मिला. That is because they expect you to do all that kind of rubbish. Yeah. I don't know if you have seen Elephant Whisperer. It is a pathetic film. And if that film is showcasing Indian cinema, I'm sorry, yeah, it's not happening. So, ये वेस्टर्न के पीछे क्यों भागता है? बोलता है ना, सॉरी बाय लैंग्वेज, लाड़गाड़ के पीछे क्यों भागते हो? कोई जरूरत नहीं है. We have our own industry, we have our own audience, which is huge. Plus, nowadays China is also giving us money. That Setupati's film has already done some 800 crores. Amir Khan's that film, Dangal, did over 12,000 or 1,200, I don't know, whatever crores. So we have our own market. We have a market everywhere. Like my film was translated into 6 different languages and it minted money. You know, Spanish, Italian, Arabic, Falara, Dhakana. It's possible. You just have to make good films. Now, when you say good films, you have to make engaging films. Genre is not important, but you have to make it very engaging. That's most important.
Thank you, sir. That answers my question.
ज़्यादा बोल दिया चलो आगे बढ़ो हाँ what else क्या हुआ भाई वाइग्रा ले लिया क्या क्या what for हाँ भाई बोल
Sir, how will you guide me to have a side-by-side career in modeling?
हाँ
Sir, how will you guide me to have a side-by-side career in modeling? I have passion for doing it.
You want my guidance?
Yes, sir.
I'll send you my bank account, put in a fat deposit, I'll mentor you. क्या बात है?
Thank you, sir.
ये सब फ्री नहीं मिलता है मेहनत करना पड़ता है भाई It's like he said ना he is free open to everything you have a great idea you can be mentored सब कुछ हो सकता है पर तुझे क्यों करने का है क्या शौक है My God this passion is going to kill you good passion anyone else has a passion for anything else? Question?
Yeah.
Not passion.
No. I'm happy in this college.
Your passion is college. यार इसको award दे दो यार. He's the first student in my life I'm saying his passion is college. I hated college. Yeah? Wow.
So, sir, as you told previously, that.
Which part of the world do you come from, my friend? बोल ना मैं सुनाई दे रहा है
I'm from Mumbai itself.
ठीक है तू मुंबई का है फिर
Let's forward into the question. Like,
हाँ
let's forward to the question. I have one question for you.
ओके
As you previously told that the film should be engaging, the genre doesn't matter.
यस
Previously, your genre was the super hit film which you delivered, which was an action film.
ओके
That was one genre.
Yes.
If given any other chance, which other genre would you prefer to deliver?
Do you know of a film called Anand?
Yes.
Rajesh Khanna's Anand?
Yes.
It's a fully engaging film, but it's an emotional film. It has no action. It depends, yaar. You have to make engaging storytelling, and it doesn't have to be action. It can be any genre. Have you seen a film called, which was that film? बहुत रोना धोना होता है उसमें नहीं सब मनोज कुमार फिल्म यार with I forget the name एक प्यार का नगमा है the song I don't know too young that film you went in the theater all you did was cry all throughout or recently that recently 10-15 years ago that Mahesh Bhatt's film where Anupam Kher was playing the old man his first film क्या यार हाँ अरे वेडनेसडे नहीं है यार उस फर्स्ट फिल्म वेरी एक्टेड एज अ ओल्ड मैन हाँ नहीं समझ गया मैं तुम लोग का दौर कौन सी मस्जिद तक मैं समझ गया चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं हाँ पूछिए आपका क्वेश्चन पूछिए I'm okay with every genre except some silly comedies. I don't relate to that. Why do I like idli dosa and not have tandoori chicken? It's up to me, yaar. क्या बोल रहे? Why? I just don't relate to silly comedies. I just don't relate to it. That's my personal thing. It's not that there's anything wrong with silly comedies. Some of them are biggest hits. At the moment, that film, that Bhoot wali film, Bhool Bhulaiya, super hit film, yeah. I couldn't sit for 10 minutes. So that's my problem. It's not the film's problem. So it depends. It depends on you guys.
Shubham sir, we'd like to call you as well if the audience has some questions for you. I am sure definitely they do have. Some.
क्या हुआ? चलो बंटवारा करते हैं. तेरा हाथ ऊपर है, वो कांग्रेस का साइन है, तू जो बातचीत करने गया है, क्या है क्या? ऐसे
Hi,
करके
sir.
खड़ा है वो.
Hi, sir. My name is Viraj.
Yes, Viraj.
Sir, I had a question. So, recently we have shows like Mr. Beast Games or like Samay Raina's India's Got Latent on OTT platforms.
I didn't get it.
There's a YouTuber who has started games.
Oh, हाँ बोलो.
So, those OTT platform shows are like taking over classical movie cinemas, like in theaters.
Okay.
So, do you think movies and cinemas would end in future and these shows would like prevail more?
Why not? It can be. It can be.
Okay.
What is the core of all this? Communication, na?
Yeah.
You'll use any platform. Like, do you require a Shepherd pen or a dot pen or a pencil to write a story? Any of the medium you use, you have to write a story. So if today the YouTube platform is popular with people, youth, etc., so be it. But he's also telling a story. He's also communicating. There's nothing wrong with it.
No, those aren't classical story.
What is the meaning of
line.
classic here?
I mean, a movie where a scene starts and then a love story comes in, and action comes in, and ends with a climax. Like those are the classical movies, right?
Okay, that's
These
your
are-
definition of classical movies. I can sit the whole night and discuss with you, but it's okay. I understood what you're trying to say. So? So what? बोलना ऐसे बोलना. So be it if he's ending. Why you want to make them come back when people are not willing to watch you? Yeah? If no one is willing to watch you, why are you trying to be? You're trying to be what? Mother Teresa? Chakkar kya hai tera? If the audience is liking some other platform, so let it be. There's no problem with it. So something has to end. Now you'll say, before cinema came in, entertainment was plays. Before theatre, it was a circus. So, kya hua? Same thing, yeah. But you're still communicating, but with different tools. It's like that. So I don't think you should be close to it. Like when celluloid, you know what celluloid is? 35 film. Today you are seeing everything on digital. But earlier it wasn't like that. But you're still telling a story, na? So don't go by what it is. I've not made you understand, no? No? Why do you want classical, so your definition of classical stories to come back? बोलो, समझाओ मुझे. अगर कोई देखने के लिए तैयार नहीं है, तुझे क्या पागल कुत्ता ने काटा है? तो क्यों करेगा यार? If you want to communicate, you will only communicate through a medium which everyone understands. No? If the situation is changing, the genres are changing, so be it. Yeah. Anyway, that's my view. I'm not orthodox about all these things. Haji, please ask some question from this gentleman.
Do you guys have any
You are the
questions for
inspiring
Shubham
man.
sir as well?
You're a
You
cat
can
man.
ask.
No.
Really? What? What happened?
Hello, sir. I'm Akshay. I am in a third year currently, but I haven't decided should I pursue masters in my own field or I should pursue masters in MBA. Because I'm confused in both the fields. I don't even know what does MBA gets you, like what does MBA teaches you, and how is it helpful in your career. I know कि masters in my degree will help me to pursue a job in my field. But is MBA that useful in the current world, or should I skip it? Pursue some another masters in my degree.
So there's one way I, usually counsel people with this question. कि should I go ahead with the degree that I have, I'll be getting a job with it, or should I go for an MBA? सीधा सा सवाल है, तेरा पैशन है या तेरे को पैसा कमाने का है?
सब पैशन भी है और पैसा भी कमाना है तो
यार दोनों चीज़ें नहीं होती है, फिर पैशन के साथ थोड़ा स्लो होता है, पैसा भी कमाएगा, इट्स अ बाय प्रोडक्ट, तो यू कीप डूइंग व्हाट यू आर डूइंग, मनी विल अल्टीमेटली फॉलो यू. MBA इन टुडेज वर्ल्ड इज अ शॉर्टकट. यू नो MBA का फुल फॉर्म क्या है? मास्टर्स इन बिजनेस एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. वह आजकल MBA में जाके कोई बिजनेस नहीं करता है, सब लोग जॉब के पीछे जाते हैं, यू नो बिग 4 वगैरह. तो पैसा कमाएगा बट पैसों के साथ 9 to 9 अटक भी जाएगा. It's a very difficult thing. It's not that easy. I've seen my students log for 12, 15 hours and have no personal life. So money will come, but at the cost of what? So you know you have to decide. I am no one to tell you कि MBA कर ले या MS कर ले, वो मैं नहीं डिसाइड कर सकता हूँ. वो तेरा कॉल है कि तेरे को पैशन ज़्यादा है, पैसा ज़्यादा है, या एक बैलेंस होना चाहिए लाइफ में, वो तेरा कम्प्लीटली कॉल होता है.
सो बैलेंस के लिए क्या प्रेफर करूँ, मतलब कुछ टिप्स ऐसा कुछ?
बैलेंस के लिए क्या बोलूँ मैं अभी?
एक मटका ले सीधा चल.
आई मीन बैंक बैलेंस और लाइफ वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस दोनों कुछ भी चलेगा, दोनों में.
I'll tell you what.
क्या बोलेगा यार?
I work. अच्छा, tell me. I'll give you this thing question to you guys. Looking at my profile and whatever work I'm doing right now, how much do you think I must be working? 8 to 10 hours. Raise your hand. अरे किसी को नहीं लगता मैं 8 से 10 घंटे क्या बात कर रहे हैं? About 12 hours. अरे वाह. Below 6 hours. I work 4 hours a day. Not more than that.
सर बट आपने इनिशियल मेहनत कर ली ना, अभी आप एक अपर
यार इनिशियली भी उतना ही था, अभी भी उतना ही है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा 6-8 घंटे पकड़ लो, बट प्रोडक्टिव होना चाहिए आपका काम.
इधर तो हम 8 घंटे पढ़ के भी पास नहीं
यार वो
पाते,
तो मैंने भी
एग्जाम में
किया
आपने startup build-up कर लिए.
देख भाई, इंजीनियरिंग, तू इंजीनियरिंग कर रहा है. देख इंजीनियरिंग कर रहा है तू. अभी थोड़ी सी मैं बातें बता देता हूँ, बिकॉज एक रोड का डिफरेंस है. आई थिंक HR महाजनी रोड बीच में आ जाता है विजय के और ICT के. तो मैं तो मेरे सबमिशन के वक्त मेरे रूम पार्टनर का पहला पेज चिपका देता था और सबमिशन कंप्लीट कर तो वो तो अभी तेरा है यार कि तू इंजीनियरिंग कैसे कंप्लीट कर रहा है और कैसे तेरे हाउ स्ट्रीट स्मार्ट यू आर. बिकॉज मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि इंजीनियर्स की सबसे बढ़िया बात ये होती है कि दे आर जुगाड़ करते हैं, कोई ना कोई चीज़ में जुगाड़ ढूंढ के ही लाते हैं. इट्स नॉट अबाउट एकेडमिक्स. 4th ईयर के बाद में पता नहीं कितना याद रहेगा तुमको 1st ईयर में क्या पढ़ा था, 2nd ईयर में ये क्या पढ़ा था, बट जुगाड़ कैसे करना है और कैसे सर्वाइव करना है वो लाइफ, वो इंजीनियर्स नो द बेस्ट. सो वो तू ऑटोमेटिक फिगर आउट कर लेगा लाइफ में जैसे जैसे आगे.
थैंक यू सर.
So what you all got out of it?
सोचो
We
का
are
सर अभी एक साल है.
जुगाड़ू. Whatever you do, even if you're doing film, जुगाड़ू.
सर फिल्म से याद आया, एक अकेला बंदा है सपोज, आजकल तो सोशल मीडिया कंटेंट चल रहा है जो एक बंदा खुद बनाता है, जिसके मतलब मिलियंस फॉलोअर्स है, लैक्स में फॉलोअर्स है. हाउ इज इट डिफरेंट फ्रॉम अ होल ग्रुप हु मेक्स फिल्म्स? लाइक is it better to be a solo filmmaker rather than to be a production house, or is it better to be a production house?
Depends on what is the kind of stuff you're doing.
ओके सर. सो मतलब अगर मुझे सपोज सोलो फिल्म्स भी बनानी है, so I can upload it on YouTube and get the same fame as a whole Bollywood
That I
film
don't
can
know. It
get.
has to be about your content.
Okay.
If your content is good, you'll get the fame. Others
Okay.
you'll go down the drain.
And how's the trend on social media as compared to full Bollywood scenes?
See the difference between social media and Bollywood regular. One you're getting it free, and other one you're paying for it.
Yes.
So that's it. So free में कुछ भी चलता है.
हाँ.
पैसा दे के कुछ भी नहीं चलता है.
But हाँ ठीक है.
You have to have substance.
Okay.
You can't do what is that Gangnam Gangnam style. You can't compare it with RR.
हाँ.
Both are hit. Both are popular. But that's it. I mean, I don't know how to explain this. Weird questions.
Okay.
I have a question for Shubham sir. आपने बोला कि आपने engineering की and you didn't want to do that. So was there a time where you felt completely lost कि you didn't understand what you have to do with your life and how did you get out of it?
No, as a matter of fact, all of you all and we vegetarians are very blessed to be in an institute which supports us a lot. So I was never lost. My faculties were always there with me. हमारा environment autonomous है, everyone knows. So एक comfort level होता है, मतलब ऐसा कभी नहीं होता. I know pressure is there, submission and all these things, and वो तो हर engineering में होता ही है. But I was never lost. Only a few engineering drawings and machine drawings took me away. But ठीक है. That was it. I mean, I was never lost in my engineering.
Any other questions?
बस हो गया कोटा खत्म
किसी को बिजनेस नहीं करना है
किसी को बिजनेस नहीं
पैसा नहीं कमा रहा है किसी
I know. हाँ जी बोलिए क्या तुझे आगे आना पड़ेगा
This is a question for both of you. Do you have any like go-to movies or whatever like you can recommend for us new generation?
I don't know what's your taste here.
No, like something like you like to
क्या
watch.
पूछ रहा है तू यार?
No, I'm saying like something like both of you like to watch or whatever genre
I'll
you
say
like.
I like boiled eggs. You may be hating boiled eggs here.
No, I'm just saying like what's your taste? Like if I like it, we can share the same like movies, right?
I would personally, I mean, like to see Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara whenever I'm down.
There you are.
देखो एक कोट मैं सीख के आया हूँ when I was in ICU 5 days old just because of some hyper acidity or something I was admitted and doctors make a big deal out of it. तो एक डॉक्टर ने मेरे को कोट बोला देख बेटा 30 के पहले ये जवानी दीवानी थी 30 के बाद में जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा हो गया तेरा अभी.
Brilliant.
So like do you
Now
have
you should ask him how did he land up in the stage of having hyperacidity? Can you imagine the amount of tension he has? He may not be expressing it, but it's all internal. So that will give you acidity. So he needs to basically chill. But it's part of life here. So you want to know the kind of films you like to watch?
yeah.
I will tell you. Tell me what you like.
Like I mostly like comedy or fantasy.
You like comedy.
Yeah.
Mr. Beans देखा है sir?
Mister?
It's comedy here.
Yes, sir.
So watch all Mr. Beans.
So like, do you also like to watch it? I'm asking that. Like apart from comedy, I'm saying.
I'll tell you the kind of films I watch.
Yeah.
You'll get bored to death. I like Tarkovsky. I like Kurosawa. I like Kieslowski. I mean, these are films you have never heard of. You've never heard of the directors. And I don't want you to go through that gully because you'll get completely lost. So don't ask me what I like. I also like Govinda films in the earlier days. So I have a very large appetite here. तभी पता नहीं तुझे क्या पसंद है.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you बोलते ऐसे समझ में कुछ नहीं आया. चलो.
Shubham sir,
Yeah.
You started teaching at a very young age.
Yeah.
एंड तब आपको पता था कि बहुत और इंडस्ट्रीज़ है जैसे बायजूस हो गया या फिजिक्स वाला हो गया एंड अभी तो इट हैज़ बीन मोर देन मेनी इयर्स जब से आपने पढ़ाना शुरू किया तो अभी और इंडस्ट्रीज़ आई है और प्लेटफॉर्म्स है यूट्यूब है एप्स है कॉलेज है एंड कोचिंग क्लासेस है बेसिकली CET JEE जो आपने बोला तो हाउ डू यू थिंक दिस इंडस्ट्री इज़ गोना फ्लरिश आगे जाके या स्लैक आएगा कि बहुत सारे प्रोफेसर्स हो जाएंगे और बच्चे कम रहेंगे या How do you think it's going to be आगे?
See, बच्चे तो कम नहीं होंगे. I have already told you India is blessed with a very good population. The only thing that you can hold, मतलब what I've learned from experiences, quality is the only thing that you can hold on to, and you know not rashly expanding. So I believe in one thing कि जितने फिजिक्स वाला जितने एलन और जितने आकाश आएंगे उतना मेरा इंस्टीट्यूट चलेगा बिकॉज क्या होता है ना कि किसी का वहाँ पे ख़राब एक्सपीरियंस होता है किसी का अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस होता है जो ख़राब एक्सपीरियंस होता है वो मेरे पास चला आता है. आई डोंट नीड टू डू मार्केटिंग जीरो मार्केटिंग कॉस्ट. सो द मोर तुमने ज्वेलर्स का कंसेप्ट सुना होगा कि एक लाइन में ना सारे ज्वेलर्स अपने दुकान लगा देते हैं. कभी सोचा है ना कि अरे ये बाजू बाजू में क्यों दुकान लगाते हैं. दे शुड हैव सम डिस्टेंस बिटवीन देम और सम अदर पिन कोड बिकॉज इट्स लाइक यू नो They'll go to one place, they'll check the price, and they'll go to another place, they'll check the price, they'll see what they are getting, they'll establish a relationship, and फिर वहाँ से ही खरीदेंगे lifetime. So, I am not threatened by any, edtech giants or anyone. And as a matter of fact, you also know the edtech giants are going down as good as they were rising also. So, the market is very big.
तो सर अगर किसी को स्टार्ट करना है, लाइक मैंने बचपन में सोचा था कि आई वांट टू बी अ प्रोफेसर, बट अब विद टाइम मुझे लग रहा है आई एम नॉट श्योर इफ आई स्टिल वांट टू डू दैट. तो इंडिविजुअली अगर शुरू करना इज बेटर या किसी के अंडर जाके पहले शुरू करो एंड देन यू थिंक इफ यू कैन
I think in today's world, because of the exposure that you have on YouTube and other, apps and everything, a lot of courses are available for free. You can start it on your own. You don't need any guidance. And आजकल मैं YouTube खोलता हूँ तो हर दूसरा VJTI और ICT का बंदा YouTube चैनल खोल के बैठा होता है, व्लॉग्स, है ना. ये मेरा हॉस्टल, ये मेरा कैंटीन, ये मेरा दिनचर्या, CET कैसे क्रैक करना है. मतलब बच्चे को मिला होगा 108 मार्क और बताएगा 180 की स्ट्रैटेजी. तो फॉर यू ऑलरेडी इट्स वेरी इजी. इफ एनीवन फ्रॉम हियर really wants to start a very good YouTube channel for explaining the academics of how you have gotten into ICT, how you have cracked JEE CET, just get in touch with me. I know the SEOs and how it works and what you need to put in the meta tags and everything. You'll do good. You'll have a very good thing. At least as a pet project. I'm not saying as a career, but at least as a pet project you'll do good.
थैंक यू सर.
बस तेरा लॉटरी लग गई.
Concluding this enlightening session, I'd like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Dilip Ghosh and Mr. Shubham Mahajan for explaining us about two very different aspects of life, like two very different fields which we did not knew about. Thank you very much, sir.
I will not open my mouth.
A big thank you to our organizing team, volunteers, and most importantly, the audience. Please, a big round of applause for yourself. Thank you. Thank you so much. We request everyone to please rise for Vande Mataram.
Tell me something. Saying, if any of you are interested to know what Vande Mataram is all about, you should ask your teachers, professors to explain to you what it means, because it's very deep. It is something you'll feel proud if you know the actual meaning of it. Check it out.
Also, guys, I forgot to mention that I'm starting an accelerator program for startups. I forgot to mention it before. I've already spoken with the team. Anyone from here who is remotely interested in doing something of your own, any project, anything of your own, any passion you have, even if you do not have anything, you can come and approach me. I can give you n number of ideas. अच्छा लगा, होगा नहीं होगा आगे देख लेंगे. You can always approach me. You can take my number from Chirag. That's my personal number. You can have 24/7 access to me. अगर reply नहीं है तो आज नहीं तो कल आ जाएगा reply. All right. You can take my number from Chirag or someone from the team. All right. Thank you.
Stay curious, stay innovative, and keep the dialogue alive. Until next time, this is
Tisha
and Krish
signing off.
live. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
The refreshments await, guys. Please.